Good afternoon, ladies. Good afternoon, my leading ladies, and welcome to another episode of the Royalty Talk Show. So, as women, we often find ourselves juggling. Listen, you see, you already hear the four-legged trying to intervene. You know that's the disclaimer I always put in. We have two four-legged co-hosts, so just be prepared to hear. Okay. So, as I was saying, without having her interrupt, as always. As women, we often find ourselves juggling the multiple responsibilities and priorities of life. So, from taking care of our families to managing our finances, taking care of the four leggeds, come on now, to nurturing our faith, it can sometimes feel overwhelming. So, trying to find that balance, trying to find that sweet spot, trying to find the rhythm of life for ourselves, sometimes could be difficult. But what if I told you that there is a way to harmonize all these aspects of your life, all these moving parts, in order to experience that true wholeness as a woman, that true wholeness as a leading lady? Well, in today's podcast, my guest and I are chatting on the topic, and listen to the topic: faithful foundations. I know we're gonna dive into that topic. Faithful foundations, harmonizing faith, family, and finances for that abundant living, for that abundant life, for that wholeness that we all desire. So, guess what? This is your opportunity for us to explore how we can build that faithful foundations that will help us navigate the complexities of life with grace and peace. So, invite a girlfriend into the royal courts. Grab your cup of tea, grab your lunch because it is 12 o'clock somewhere, and meet us right here for this episode on the Royalty Talk Show. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Get ready for the Royalty Talk Show with host Portia Basham, the podcast designed for women who are looking to be inspired, motivated, and encouraged. Whether you're just starting out in your career or raising a family, the Royalty Talk Show has something for you. This is your opportunity for empowerment and affirmation. Get blessed with amazing stories from women of all walks of life who want to share their truths and victories and impact the lives of women everywhere. This is your cordial invitation to join us as we sip tea, chat, and empower each other on the Royalty Talk Show and podcast with your host, Portia Basham.
Good day, ladies. Good day. Good day. If you have not done so yet, go ahead and spread it. Let the world know that we are in the royal courts. You know that's where the lady's supposed to be, in the royal courts with us. So grab your favorite cup of tea, your lunch, and grab us and join us right here in the royal courts. So welcome to the Royalty Talk Show. This is where we teach, empower, and give you the affirmations to help you to become the woman that God has called you to be. Listen. We are all about everything that encompasses us as women. This is where we talk about our faith, our finances, our friendship, the fulfillment of life. Come on now. Our faith, our family. Yes. So, for those who have no idea who I am, allow me to introduce myself. I am Dr. Portia Basham, the host of the best podcast on this side of town, the Royalty Talk Show. I am also your brand and business strategist. Listen, I am dedicated to helping faith-based women build the entrepreneurship, put together what God has called you to do, and all of that. We just build our, what I say, that stand in our purpose according to biblical principles. I believe my mission is twofold. Number one, I will guide my clients, guide you, the leading ladies, to creating that strong foundation rooted in faith, while providing you with the tools that you need to confidently navigate through that competitive business world. That's number one. Number two, I am here to help you, the faith-based woman, that leading lady, the royalty lady, help you to balance both life and business whilst also healing from those private struggles. And baby girl, we do have private struggles. I believe the goal is to empower you, to help you to be fulfilled with that unique God-given calling, whilst also creating that impactful business that you could now turn around and impact and contribute to society. So go ahead and tell me where you're tuning in from. Let me know what's going on in your neck of the woods. I want to say hello. I want to send hugs and kisses. Go ahead and share the broadcast. Let the ladies know we are here. I am super excited about my guests today. My guest, listen, this young lady and I have known each other for a couple of years. Yes, we have. And we got to meet each other for the first time last year. And it was, listen, it was short. Hey, now I could put the face to the name, that kind of way. But we have been working together. We get to collaborate on different projects. But today I get the opportunity to sit down with her in the Royal Cuts and pick her brain to have a lovely cup of tea with her. Because I always bring my favorite cup of tea over here. Today I'm having lemon mango, okay, and it is yum yum. So make sure you grab your cup of tea because listen, Doctor, let's make sure you say Anissa Short. She is short. Okay. Anyway, Dr. Anissa Short is going to join us. She is a certified life coach, yes, published author of many books. She is a podcast host. She is an international speaker. Oh, baby, baby, baby. She carries a lot. She TED and Forbes Business Council. And let me tell you, I haven't begun to add all the things that she does. This is just the top pieces on the cake of the things that my girlfriend, my lady friend, my leading lady is capable of. So we are going to bring her on in a few minutes right after this message. I will see you right here.
She's been watching, wondering, waiting for the sands of time to give way to a tide of change, when her seas can provide safe harbor to all who reach her shores, and her earthly embrace can soothe your soul. Let her sense of adventure set you free, and her everlasting stars twinkle in your honeymoon skies. She is Saint Lucia. Let her inspire you.
I always like that ad, the way they go, let her aspire you. Let her. I mean, it's just so. Anyway, so that's my country, baby. We like that. We just inspire. And welcome, Dr. Anissa Short. I said, mwah, mwah. I send kisses to you. Mwah, and mwah.
Hi, Dr. Portia. Thank you so very much for this opportunity. It's great to be here with you in this space. Unlike,
yes,
although we've been in each other's spaces, off and on for a while, this is a different platform. So thank you for that.
So, Dr. Anissa Short, go ahead and tell us all about yourself. And then we want to hear a fun fact. That fun fact that I always look for, that juicy fun fact? Okay. Yes. So go ahead and tell us about yourself.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, my name again is Anissa Short. I am a person who loves people. It's been often said that I'm a conversationalist. I never meet a stranger. I have one that loves to serve. I am the one who loves to visit the beach. I may not get in the water, but I will admire it from my balcony. I love the sand. I love everything Caribbean. So I love Dr. Portia, right? I love ice cream. I don't know if I said that. I am married for now over 25 years. I am the oldest of two awesome daughters. My parents are still alive. I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee. And I'm delighted to be here. I am delighted to be here. Now, a fun fact about me. I already told you I like ice cream, right? So a fun fact. I don't know if this is really fun or not, but I graduated high school a year early. I don't know. That's
you graduated high school a year early?
I did, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Is that a fun fact? I don't know.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It just made everybody who graduated high school at the normal standing wonder what's up with them.
I don't know.
We have ladies in here. Listen, Apostle Tanya, we said hugs and kisses. Mwah. Welcome to the Royal Cuts. We have Miss Josephine in here. Come on. We're waiting for your fun fact. Okay, so let it.
I'm trying to think about a fun. Maybe I need to do more fun stuff. I don't know.
Oh my God, no! Did you just say that you need to do more fun stuff?
That's fun fact. I went to Africa for the first time in 2022. Is that a fun fact?
Say it again.
I went to Africa, South Africa.
Oh,
is that a fun fact? That's a fun fact.
That's not a fun fact. We'll put that in achievements.
Oh Lord, fun fact. Give me an example. Yes. That was fun for me, Dr.
I always give my fun fact. My fun fact is, and everybody finds it strange. I have two fun facts. Number one, I drive a 4-door pickup.
Okay.
Everybody goes, well, oh my God, it doesn't go with you. And then in my 4-door pickup, I play country music.
See, driving a four-door pickup wouldn't be a fun fact to me because I grew up with trucks in my life,
Oh
you know.
no,
Well, okay,
now Miss Dainty,
okay,
now Miss Dainty.
okay, so here's a fun fact.
Yes.
For my 16th birthday, my father presented to me a Tennessee Walker, a horse.
Oh my God.
Yes, as a
Really?
gift because my dad and uncles had horses. Now, trust and believe, Dr. Portia, I had horsepower in mind for my 16th birthday, but I didn't think it was going to come in that in that version. But anyway, he was excited for me. My uncles and cousins, male cousins, were excited for me, and I was like, "Wow, thanks, Dad."
Listen, as you hear a lot of people as they grow up, they want a pony, but you got a full-fledged
I had a
horse, okay?
full-fledged horse, honey. Listen, yeah.
Apostle Tanya goes, country music. Yes, baby. I love
I love a
country
little
music.
country. I love a little country. You know, I'm
I
from
love country
Tennessee. And
music.
so
Yes.
Nashville is being in Tennessee. So yeah, some of the country I love. Some of the other, well, that's pretty much with any genre, honestly. I love a little bit of
Yes.
everything, but there's, I'm specific to what I like.
I think because I was raised on the old country, like George Jones, those people, Willie Nelson. This is
Mhm.
an old country. I appreciate old country music, and not all modern country music pulls to me, but I like me some what's his name, Toby Keith. He
Toby
passed away.
Keith. What about Rascal Flatts? You like
Hmm.
Rascal
Yes,
Flatts?
I went.
I
Actually, I
got
went
you.
to see
Okay.
a
And then
concert.
they used to be called Antebellum, but they call themselves something Lady. It used to be
Yes,
Lady
yes,
Abigail. I think
yes.
they call
I
themselves
know.
Lady A now.
Yes.
I like them, right?
Um,
Darius Rucker.
what's the guy? The guy
There.
with the cute one that has all the abs and stuff. Tell me his name. I
Oh,
just went to see him. I just went to see him a few weeks.
oh.
Um,
The names escape me.
fifth husband.
I know who you're talking
Um,
about. I know
um,
I can
yes,
see them
because
together on Oprah. I
I
know who
went
you're
to
talking about.
see him, so he was pretty good. Okay, so now that we've knocked off our country music, let's get into the groove of our topic. Tell me, what does our topic really mean to you? That faithful foundations, bringing together your faith and family for that abundant living. Tell me, what does that mean to you?
For Dr. Portia, thank you for asking that question. Here's the thing for me. Faith, family, finances became the three legs of a stool that I decided to adopt as I began to build my business from home,
Yes.
juggle a career, be a wife, and then, of course, other responsibilities. And so I realized soon into the game of that, as well as a coach in working with women, that we are very engaged in a lot of good stuff. But when it comes to establishing a foundation or in wanting to create success, we need to narrow it down. And for me, faith, family, finances became my mantra. That any assignment I accepted, any invitation I accepted, I looked at whether I should accept or participate through the lens of how it supports my faith, my family, and my finances. And if it did not support at least two out of the three, I said gracefully, no, thank you. So that
Oh
gave
my God, that's good. I like the way you said it supports. If it
yes,
did not support, you know how many times women, I would say we women, we tend to find ourselves. Yes, Dr. Audrey said amen to that. We tend to find ourselves doing so much and fail to realize all the places that we are putting our energy does not match up or align with
exactly,
our final goal.
exactly.
And at the end of the day, we are exhausted. And
We are.
we just spend all our time doing, but we did not do things from a wise standpoint.
Yes.
Dr. Audra says, my faith, my family, my finance. Come on, listen. Gracefully, no. Yes, I heard the way she did. She's so dainty, right, Dr. Audra? She said, gracefully, no. So my next topic for you, my next question, I should say, for you is, can you share a specific example or a personal story where the principles of faithful foundations kind of made an impact on your family life or
Yes.
somebody? Mhm.
Yes, I have. I've been married now for 25 years to my awesome husband, Alfonso. And within that 25 years, we faced some challenges where after I had left my traditional job to work as an entrepreneur exclusively, I found myself actively engaged in a lot of extracurricular. None of it was bad. It was all good. Community projects, extra committees at the church, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And then when we
Mhm.
began to face challenges, he began to face challenges in his health. Well, I'm his caregiver. I'm his wife. I'm his biggest cheerleader. I could not say yes to going to a women's retreat, even though it may have been hosted by the church, when my husband is recovering from surgery or dealing with
Come
some health
on.
challenges, right? So then I found myself overwhelmed so much with being active in the things that are good that I really couldn't be as effective as a life partner with him because I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm burnt out. I've thought too much. I've had hands on too many things. And oftentimes we as women do that to our own
Yes.
detriment. So I can remember, Dr. Portia, I went into the office with my pastors and I said to them, I am stepping down from every committee that I'm a part of, every one of them. And they just looked at
And they
me.
looked at you weird,
They
like,
look,
what?
yeah, because I wore a lot of hats, and I said I
Mhm.
have got to take a break because I cannot focus on my business because sometimes things will conflict with what's going on at the church.
Yes.
And I don't say this to say it's not good to participate in ministry because it is. I really believe our blessings come from being actively engaged in ministry in some capacity. But oftentimes we as women take on too much and then we burn
Yes.
ourselves out. So I bowed out. I told them I wasn't participating in anything else, and I will let them know when I was ready to resume. And then when I did resume, I only committed to one thing. Only committed to one thing because I saw it as um, causing me to having to make decisions that really weren't important.
Yes. I like that. That really was important.
At the end of the day, they weren't life or death decisions. So
Yes.
who can, yeah, we're gonna have a bake sale at the church. I don't need to make cookies for the bake sale. Y'all can
Yes.
handle it. I'm taking care of things at home. You know what I'm saying? I can make
Yes.
a contribution. Guess what? I'll buy some cookies or I'll buy the cookie packs where y'all can make the cookies. So there were different,
Yes.
I don't have to go to every baby shower and bridal shower. I'm
Oh
excited
my
for this
gosh.
young lady. I'm
Yes.
excited for this new mother. I'm going to make her a gorgeous gift and I'm going to deliver it to her, but I'm not going to be that's not where I need to be right now. So that's what I had to
Yes.
do. And here's the thing too, Dr. Portia. These decisions have to be made consistently. It's not like a one-time thing. There are different seasons in life, and those decisions have to be made over and over again. But that's one example. That's one example.
Yes, but you know what? You are hitting the nail on the head. We must understand there is a balance. And I think the way we were raised that you have to always
Oh,
volunteer.
ah,
You just have to volunteer. You know where they make you feel guilty for saying no. They make
yes,
you feel guilty for saying, listen, I can't attend or I'm not able to. But at the end of the day, come on, you are the one that's going to feel the pinch. Your family is going to feel the pinch.
exactly,
I've seen many
exactly,
families break up because the wife or the mother is spiritual, the spiritual head, and they go into the church and do whatever it is, and then those at home, which is not spiritual led like that,
right,
don't understand the commitment to all
exactly,
being over there
exactly,
because there's
exactly,
no balance.
exactly.
The ladies are saying yes, balance.
Balance, balance, right,
She's sharing some good wisdom thoughts here because I have to figure out where my time is spent and
exactly,
how my time is spent. When I say I would prefer to hear what it is you want from me before I could commit myself, and
exactly.
that is not me being being malicious or sarcastic or anything, but that is me making sure I have space and bandwidth for
Hmm.
what it is you are expecting of me.
Exactly, exactly,
Blessings,
exactly.
lady. Come on into the royal courts. Come on in. Dr. Nama, listen.
Dr. Norma.
But that is so true. We have to make sure we have space. I was saying to a group of ladies, we need to know that when we say we are volunteering for stuff, that's a job. You cannot say you are volunteering and then choose when you want to show up and when you don't want to show
Exactly,
up.
exactly, exactly. Dr. Portia, that's so true. Another thing I want to speak to is the point that you made with regards to overcommitting and
Mhm.
asking. Um, one of the things I had just had a conversation just maybe 2 days ago with a young lady who's a mother and entrepreneur. Her husband passed away, so she's a widow, but she has kids she's raising, and she made a statement that I have got to ask for help, and I was like, you don't think. So now I don't know about other communities, and I don't say this to be negative, but the truth of the matter is in the African American community, especially, I had to really seriously give some thought to the psyche behind how we conduct ourselves or the choices we make. And I thought about the fact that my grandmother was a domestic. So she got up early in the morning, prepared breakfast and dinner for her family, then left to go stay in someone else's home during the day to cook and clean and to take care of their children. And then at 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening, she would come home to pick up to do what she needed to do for her family.
Yep.
Now, that is the dynamic of most of us, especially people of color, right?
Yes.
Well, the other community of people at 25, as soon as they're married, they already have a housekeeper. And we're trying to
Yes.
clean the house, cook for everybody, clean up for
Listen.
everybody, do the
Okay.
laundry. They get married. One of my coworkers' daughter had her first baby, and she said she was so overwhelmed. And her mother says, "Well, you have Miss Such and Such, they're helping you." And I said, "Who is that?" She said, "Oh, that's her housekeeper and nanny." I'm like, "Your daughter got a nanny at 20 something years old?" But that's the dynamic, the difference. We will be doing it all, right? If mama and auntie were not there to help us, we'd be trying to do it all.
Listen, first of all, they're going to make you think who you think you are to have yourself a nanny.
Right,
Who you
right.
think you are to have yourself somebody help you. Baby, I am all that bag of chips and I need the help. So
Well,
I
think
will
about it.
stand in.
If we're royalty, Queen Elizabeth, well, she's deceased, but you get what I'm saying. The royal
Yes.
family has all kind of servants, right? And we call ourselves child of the king. We are the head and not the tail. We are a part of the royal priesthood, and we're scurrying around trying to do it all by
All
ourselves
about
and wear a badge. So when I hired my housekeeper, which I need to rehire, I had her for what I could budget, right? And then I started using services like Instacart to deliver my groceries to me so I wouldn't spend time in the grocery store.
listen.
I was called
Okay.
lazy. I was called lazy. And I remember a woman very dear to my heart said, "Now you're sounding really lazy." I said, "You can call it what you want to. It doesn't phase me because as long as there's Instacart, I will be taking advantage of it. And
Listen.
as long as I said, am I hiring a housekeeper means I am creating jobs for my community."
That's it. That's the way to look at it. Come on now. Because they're not doing it
Listen.
for free, Father.
We're
They're not
not
doing it for
right. So,
free.
and I do it
Okay.
within the budget I could afford. But at
Yes.
the same time, because I had a great appreciation for the value that person brought into my life, I made sure that I did what was necessary to bring that. You know what I mean? Oh, girl, whatever. I don't. You can't make me
One of
feel
the
guilty. I don't feel
priorities
guilty.
into proper perspective.
Right.
Putting priorities into, but do you know, Dr. Anissa, let's just think about it from a logical standpoint. Everybody, and I think I remember I said something to my husband once, and my husband said it very nonchalant, but it made sense. I said, "Oh my God, why can't they understand that this is how you do it? Da 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 da." And my husband goes, "Not everyone will be a leader.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody has where their maximum is going to be."
Right.
Was not TD Jakes. What's his name? Um, uh, tell me the gentleman.
Miles
Pardon.
Monroe,
No, not Miles Monroe. The other one that they assassinated a long time ago. What's his name? The come
minister.
on.
Was it a minister?
Yeah, but the civil rights gentleman. What's his name?
Dr. King.
Dr. King. Jesus Lord. Dr. King says if you are going to mop the floor, be the best mopper ever.
Exactly.
If you are going to
Exactly.
be the housekeeper, be the best housekeeper ever. If you
Right.
are going to be the CEO, be the best CEO. The point is be the best that you are going to be at whatever level that you are.
Exactly. That's it. And you know what else, to Dr. Portia? As a person in leadership, one of our responsibilities is not necessarily identifying, well, it is a part of it is identifying the next leader and grooming others to be next leaders, but also to position people to be able to shine in their best light. So here's the thing. If my housekeeper is if she enjoys, which she does, she says, "Oh, I love cleaning houses." Who am I to deny her of an opportunity? You get what I'm saying? I am providing her opportunity to shine in her best light and to use her gifts
Yes.
and talents, and I benefit as well,
Yes.
right? So I think we
Yes.
need to change our thinking with regards to when we're looking at balancing faith, family, and finances. We really do need to probably think about changing how we think about things and
Yes.
as we make those decisions.
But also, listen. I did. And Minister Pastor Felicia says something. I'm going to come to it right away. But I did hospitality studies. Okay, and that means I had to be in the kitchen. My teacher knew I disliked being in the kitchen. But she put me in the kitchen every chance she got. Okay. That doesn't mean I do not know how to cook. I just do
Right,
to enjoy cooking.
right.
My
Cooking.
husband enjoys cooking. Father, you love me. So when we decided to come together, I specifically said, don't marry me for my cooking abilities. You could marry me for my eating abilities, but not my cooking abilities. We, we shook hands on that. You hear? So I am content in putting the whole house together, tidying it up, redesigning it, putting it. Yes, baby. Once you understand when I come to sit at the table, you are going to cook. And we
Yeah.
are very good with that.
Yes,
Whoever, whether what you're good at, you stick to it. Now that brought
exactly.
me to the point Miss Pastor Felicia says. She says you make time for the things that you were committed to do by hiring someone to help.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you, Pastor Felicia, sister girlfriend. Absolutely. That's it. That is it. And we need to start thinking along those lines.
Yes.
If we began to think in that vein, then we will make better quality decisions when it comes to building our faith, so building our family, and building our finances.
Yes, yes. And okay, as leading ladies, there are many things that the Lord has called us to do. We have many hats. At any given day, you swap the hats all through the day. But if you hand over certain, what they call a delegate certain tasks to people that you are confident will be able to do it on your behalf.
Right.
You now have freed up the time. And that's me just
Exactly.
polishing exactly what Pastor Felicia says. You have
Exactly.
now freed up the time to go ahead and to shine and be great where you're
Exactly.
supposed to
Or
be.
take the nap that you need to take.
Take that.
Because
Take the nap that you need.
take the nap.
Listen.
Go to the
Oh
spa.
my
We need to read
God.
a book. What?
Oh, read a book. Oh, listen, those simple pleasures that we took for
Right.
granted when we were
Exactly.
younger.
Exactly.
Oh, to read a book. Yes. Ladies, as you're coming in, go ahead and tell us where you are listening to us from. We are busy talking about faithful foundations, those things that we could implement into our lives, those places where we need to say no, those places where we need to fix up in order to get that harmonious way of living without overextending ourselves. And
Yeah.
especially, Dr. Anissa, you could agree with me. As you evolve into 25 plus shipping and handling, okay, there are just certain things that you just don't have the bandwidth.
Oh,
Hey,
absolutely not. Zero
okay.
tolerance. Mm-mm. I'm not playing. I'm not participating. I don't. I don't. I'm not participating.
I could walk out of a room so quick when I realize the shenanigans is not
Oh,
shenaniganing.
absolutely.
Okay.
Immediately. I just don't have the time for that. I'll say no,
No.
thank you. And I learned creative ways of saying no. Because in the South, women sometimes their feelings get really, hurt really quickly. So I can be direct, like, no, I'm not doing that. But then some
Mhm.
people can't handle that tone, so I'll say things like, "Oh my God, that sounds amazing, Dr. Portia. Thank you so much for thinking of me. But I'm not going to be able to attend this time. But let me know of your next event." I still said no.
Yes, but you said it's so nice. Come on now. You said it's so gentle.
Yes.
Listen, I will say all of that, but the look on my eyes will be like, girl, you must be
I had
joking.
to
Yeah.
practice. Trust me.
Yes. My facial expressions, I have to really work hard on my facial expressions because I would be saying it in the nicest, and
And
my
your face
eyes
is
would be
like,
like,
girl,
lady,
please.
please. Oh, Minister Christine, welcome to the Royal Courts. It is so nice to have you. Listen, this is my girlfriend. This is my leading lady. This is my kisses and hugs. Yes. But so go ahead and give us another point. I'm going to ask another question for you. So we all talk about that balancing of life and family and all that, and we know the challenges because sometimes it's so much easier said than done.
Yes.
So far, you've given us some practical tips and strategies, but what other practical tips and strategies you could give to us for us to maintain that, we did talk about, hey, if you need the extra help at home, you get it.
Yes.
We did talk about, if you're going to say no, you say no in the nicest manner. So give
Yes.
us other tips that maybe even in terms of business, because a lot of business ventures come our way, and
Exactly.
we have to understand not every business venture that comes our way is something we jump at. So
That's true.
talk to
That's
us
true.
about that.
Well, one of the things that helped me, Dr. Portia, was to create a schedule. When we have a
Ooh.
traditional job, they give us a schedule. They tell us what time to be there. They tell
Mm-hmm.
us when we can take our 15-minute
Yes.
breaks. They tell us when we can take lunch, and they tell us what time to get off. They oftentimes, in some cases, even tell you when you can take time off in your vacation. So they created structure for us, for which we had no problem with abiding by. We may not have liked it, but we adjusted. So when we're talking about building a business for ourselves, why do we not create our own schedule? So one of the things I adopted, and it hasn't always been perfect because you have to pivot because life brings about shifts. But
Yes.
Friday nights was always about me and my husband, Friday nights. And if something interfered with that, then I converted it to Saturday. So what does that mean,
Mm-hmm.
Anissa? That means it's easy for me to say no, thank you to an invitation because I've already
Yes.
committed Friday nights to my husband. So if it's not something that he can also attend and we can make it a date night experience, then Friday nights is our night. Now we may not be
Mm-hmm.
doing anything but sitting around watching Netflix movies or and eating
Come on,
popcorn.
baby.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Still
Mm-hmm.
quality time with my spouse. I don't have children, but I had the privilege of many years of entertaining my nephews during the summer. And so when they were there with me during the summer or on spring breaks, my schedule was different. So I still
Yes.
factored in business, but I made adjustments and I would make sure I spent time with them. Too often I hear women use these phrases when you say things like, I'm hosting something in August. I would love for you to come. And I go, I don't know what I'm going to be doing in August. Yes, you do. You're going to either come to my event or you're not. Go ahead and schedule it, because we sit and we wait and we allow circumstances to
That is
dictate
to
to
fill
us.
it in.
Yeah,
Yes.
we allow circumstances and other people to dictate to us what it is that we're going to be doing when we should really be in charge of our own schedule. So I say
Yes.
factor in the things that you need to do for faith. If that means walking in the morning and praying and talking to God and listen to praise music, then that's your devotional time. Then schedule there for whatever time. If it means better for you in the lunch window, do it during lunch, whatever. Date nights with your spouse. If you are determined to say we're going to eat dinner every night together at 6 o'clock, even if it's KFC or a hot meal, we're going to do that. I would recommend
Yes.
that everybody creates their non-negotiable schedule. And the only way it changes is if those parties who are engaged with it make the decision to change it, not because someone from the outside dictated to you that it should be changed.
Non-negotiable
Yeah,
schedule.
non-negotiable.
Listen,
Yes,
Apostle Tonya says she loves it. Yes. So, ladies, we are going to sit down. Our first task is to put together a non-negotiable schedule.
non-negotiable. What's going to be your date night if you're
Mm,
married?
mm,
If you
mm.
have kids, then when is family night? Family night and date night are not the same. you know and even if you can't do it weekly, one of my mentors told me, she says, she said this, she says, look at everything in a 2-week window, and within a 2-week window you factor in your time for your kids, a special event where y'all may go for pizza or something, or go to
Yes.
the movies, then date night. And then sometimes, depending on the season that you're in, if you're very engaged in a lot of conferences and you have things with ministry that take up a week's window, then you may have to shift in the next month and say, okay, we did dedicate 10 days last month to this activity. So now the next month has come around. We don't have that now. So I'm going to pour more into my kids and into my husband, or my spouse, or into my business to balance it out. We have to be on purpose. Anissa, you have to be on purpose. And it's not always pretty, but
Yes.
I have to tell myself this constantly. Okay, so what was last month like? Okay, this month I need to do more of this, but to balance it out. It's never going to be equal. So I don't think we should look at it from that perspective, but we need to do everything in our power to create harmony in some capacity.
Yes. Apostle Tonya says she sets date nights for the year.
That's good.
Oh
It's
my
yes.
gosh.
Yes, that makes sense. Because even if your
Yes.
spouse is just as busy as you are, then I think it makes sense to sit down and say, if you say every Friday night is date night, then and you've made that set that standard, everybody knows that that's the case. Then if something comes up, you can say, hey babe, listen, there's a conference. I really need
Mm-hmm.
to be there, and we need to be there on Friday. And then
Yes.
they understand that, but if that
Yeah.
happens all the time,
Now
you
you have a
know,
different conversation. Okay. You have a
yeah.
different conversation. I heard Pastor Mike Todd said he and his wife every week have date night on a Tuesday. He
Mm-hmm.
says on a Tuesday, whether we are upset, whether we are happy, we are going on that date night. You could argue all the way there, but we are going on the date night. And when I heard that, I was like, well, why would I want to go on a date night with you if I'm upset? But I understand the consistency of it.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and even whilst we were going through marriage counseling, one of the things the marriage counselor said was, you need to have that thing that you and your husband know that it is your thing.
Yes. It's your
This is
thing.
this is this is the thing we do. Either we
Right.
we go to this particular restaurant every Friday because it is our thing. We
Yeah.
go and do gardening with each other every Saturday because it's our thing. You have to find
The thing.
that, yes, that thing, that rhythm that you and your husband have, that nobody else could fit into it. You
Mhm.
know, um, Apostle Tanya says balance is the key. It
It
will make
will
or
make
break
you or
you.
break you. Yes, it will.
It will make or break you. Good day, Minister Karen. Good day. But yes, we are talking, ladies, as you're joining in, we are talking about faithful foundations. And one of the things that Dr. Anissa told us to do is to create a non-negotiable schedule. And I think that is so important. I don't have a schedule. I think I have a schedule mentally. I need
Right.
to be able to put that schedule together, because my husband will come and say, hey, there's a concert in the next 2 weeks. What's your schedule? And I'm like, let me think about it. And and out of 100% of the time, you're right. If you have that schedule in place, then you know what you have space for, and what
Exactly.
you don't have space for. I'm not saying
Exactly.
fill your whole 7 days, 30 days with stuff, and then you don't have room to wiggle.
Right. Right.
But 7 days a week, you choose maybe the two. On a Sunday it's church, no matter how like moves it's
Exactly.
church.
Exactly. Exactly.
On a Wednesday it's Bible study. You're gonna do it in person or virtual Bible study.
Exactly.
But then there are certain things that you allocate into your life, spending time with your kids, spending time with your family, spending time with God. You
Mhm.
don't wing it. But if you try to give attention, and I'm talking to myself, bless the Lord, oh my soul.
I talk to myself too, Dr. Portia. Hmm.
Pastor Hobbs, blessings. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah. So we have create a non-negotiable schedule, and ladies, we are going to need to do that. I'll go into the group, and we're going to get that going. What's the second thing you would say that we need to put into play?
I really think we should reevaluate what we are engaged in.
Mm,
And at least let me say that's what I did. So when I looked at faith, family, finances, there was some good stuff that I was participating in. But if it did not support or add value, strengthen my faith, support or strengthen my family or my finances, I had to let it go,
mm,
because I'm wanting to create room for balance. I wanted to create,
yes.
and I don't want to live constantly on the go and stressed, because that's not healthy. That's not a healthy place to be. So, for example, I mentioned earlier how I was very engaged in a lot of things at my church. There was no rule and nowhere in the Bible that I could find that said that you needed to be at every committee. Some of the things that we create now, okay, I'm going on a tangent, but some of the things that we create under the auspices of ministry, while it is good, is not necessarily biblical.
Yes.
So a lot of
Yes.
times we place a lot of weight on that when really we really shouldn't be. So I remember one time a conversation was had about people availing themselves, and then I said, well, the word of God makes reference to the consideration of a wife is first to her spouse. And then for
Mhm.
single women is the things of God. I said, so why is it that everybody that's volunteering are married women and the single women
Mhm.
free on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? I think, I think we need to recruit some more single women and let them fill in. So I really had to think about the fact that I never participated in things that I didn't think were good, but do they feed in those particular areas? So I had to let it go. I
Yes.
had to shift my thinking in a lot of ways. And even in coaching with women, one lady said, well, participating with activities for her daughter was important. She couldn't find time to work her business. So my goal was to help her find windows or pockets where she could work her business. And so in
Yes.
evaluating her responsibilities, I found out she was wearing a lot of hats. She was over the kids PTA, which was nothing wrong with that. But then also she was in charge of the cookie drive, but in addition to being in charge of
And
the
a home
bake
mom and the
sale,
lunch
right?
mom.
So she's the president of PTA. She's the chairperson of the bake sale drive, and then she's one that cooks 12 dozen cookies. I'm like, I'm like, so she couldn't
Yes.
participate in what was necessary to build her business because she was doing all that on that day. Do you follow what I'm saying? So I said,
Yes.
do you have to be the chairperson of the bake sale? And do you have to bake 12 dozen cookies? Couldn't you just go buy the cookies and sell them? I mean, that would save time. So it was little things like that that I wanted to encourage her into shifting how she thought about it. It's not to say
Yes.
that those roles aren't important, but can we shift? We may have to let go some stuff, but can we change our paradigm, our thinking about why are we even doing this? It's not really a
Yes.
need, it's a want, and that want is affecting you to be able to your effectiveness in other areas. So we need to look at that.
I love that. Apostle Tonya says, "Home is our
It's our
first
first ministry.
ministry.
Amen,
If we're
sister.
never
Yes.
home, we can't
You can't
minister
be,
to those."
that's
Yep.
true. You're never
If you're
home.
never home, you can't minister
You
to
can't.
to to
You
those to
can't.
those at home.
And
You can't.
sometimes ministering at home means just simply being there. It doesn't it just means sitting on the sofa, snuggled up,
Mhm.
watching something that you really don't want to watch, but that's what he want to watch, so you watch it
Yes,
too.
yes, like Bigfoot. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, like Big-
that's what
yeah.
ministry is. Sometimes you don't always
Yes.
have to be. So I think we really need to reevaluate. So not only do we need to have a non-negotiable schedule, we really need to reassess some of the things that we have taken on. Can we not delegate it to someone else to do, or just say no to it
Mhm.
altogether?
Say no to it altogether. Yep. You said something, and I was trying to hold on to it in my brain for us to talk about it, but it slipped because I had to talk about Bigfoot. But but you are right. Out of 100% of the time, we have overextended ourselves, all in the name. That's it. Thank Father. Thank you. You're so sweet. All in the name of us trying to look valuable.
Oh,
All in the name
oh my
of us
goodness.
trying to be,
Ah,
Jane of all trades. All in the, of trying to be visible. All in the
yes.
name of, I want to be important.
Right. Put it on our
Baby,
resume so people can say what we're doing.
baby, I am the first to tell you it's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Be after you. That's the choice of words. Go ahead after you, baby. Go ahead after you. Because I have learned, and especially like I tell you, as you evolve in age, you start to look at the fact that time is that commodity you do not get back.
You don't get much of that at all. You won't get any of it back. Any of it.
We all wake up with, I think it was Dr. Miles Monroe that said it. We all wake up with the same currency,
Hmm.
24 hours. What you do with that 24 hours is up to you. We all have 24 hours. The beggar, the homeless, the CEO, the wealthy guy,
Right.
the middle class person, we all wake
Right.
up with the 24 hours now. How you spend your 24-hour currency is up to you. So if you believe you need to be Pauline of all trades, hey, no, let me stop you.
Yeah. 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 One of the things I would add to that too, in the regards to the 24 hours, is I would encourage everyone to consider to the possibility of asking themselves the question, am I being productive or I'm just being busy?
Stop the nonsense.
That's what
I'm
I say
telling
to
you.
myself. Because I'll say sometimes I'll go like, I've been busy all day. I've been busy
Yes.
all day, but what did I accomplish? What did I
Yes.
truly accomplish? Did I lay a strong foundation for something to be successful later, or was it just busy work? And busy work is necessary. Don't get me wrong, but if all you're doing always, constantly is being busy, how productive is that? We were called to be productive, reproduce, and
Oh,
multiply.
are you being productive or are you being
Busy,
busy?
yeah,
Hmm, hmm, hmm. Listen, I want the ladies to think about that on a given day. And when I speak to any one of you and I say, oh, my day was busy, I need you to ask me, well, Dr. P, was it being productive or was it just being busy? Because we could be busy. What? No, no. What's his name? Tell me his name. Our favorite guy, Denzel Washington. I said, yeah, Denzel, yes.
our favorite guy.
Oh, yes. Anyway, so Denzel said, we could be busy running in place
Very much so, and going nowhere.
and going nowhere.
Right.
So decide he this day, are we going to be busy on actual movement or are we going to be busy just stationary? All
Mhm.
right. Minister Karen said, this is good. Are we be listen to me? You know, you could shift a whole lot of, how they call that, dominoes on a table, but that dominoes is not going anywhere. You just shifted it right
Yeah,
here.
that's exactly right.
So
That's
I
exactly.
like that. So we have create ourselves a non-negotiable schedule, reevaluate what you get engaged in, and does it contribute to that final goal or your purpose? And give us a third one, because I know you have like a 10,000 under your belt.
Well,
Good day, Minister Nelson. Um,
Deidre,
Deidre. There we go, Deidre. So yes,
I
tell
spoke
us the third
I
one.
spoke to it before we got to the 1, 2, 3, and that's really to delegate or stop doing it. Delegate. Be okay
Yes.
with take advantage of. I had this conversation with my sister. My sister works long hours. She works in a hospital setting as a social worker, and then she gets off work. Sometimes she goes, "Oh, I need to go by the grocery store," and I really don't feel like it. Then she goes and she spends an hour and a half or so in the grocery store. Then she gets home. By the time she's preparing dinner, it's like 8 o'clock in the evening. And I
Yes.
said to her, I said, "Why don't you use Instacart?" She's
Mm-hmm.
never set it up. I said, I don't have as many responsibilities in the sense that I don't have children, but I use Instacart religiously because it saves me that hour. It saves me driving there. And some people say, well, I just want to pick up my own tomatoes. I'm like, girl, you need to get over it. Really. Because here's the thing, they want this service to work, so they're not gonna give you the crappy merchandise. Very seldom have
Okay.
I ever had problems with my order. So I want to say, when I make reference to delegating, I made reference earlier about getting a housekeeper and doing what's necessary so you can alleviate yourself from some other responsibilities, that so you can focus on that which is more productive, or just get the rest and the mental relief that you need. But also think about the ways in which you can duplicate yourself by taking advantages of a lot of the services that are available now. And many of them
Yes.
birthed during COVID. I had one person very dear to me who I mentioned earlier, who said I was being lazy because I didn't want to go to the grocery store. Well, they were forced to use Instacart during COVID. Right now, they use Instacart on a regular. And I said, are we still being lazy, or are we just embracing,
Or did listen?
you
Or
know,
did you
now,
join?
right? Did you
Did you
join
join
the
the group?
club? So
Did
she
you
was like,
join
well,
the group of being
she
lazy?
says, well, it's so convenient. I said, exactly. So there are things out there that we really could embrace
Yes.
if we would shift our thinking, that would serve us well and give us the relief that we need, so that we can place more emphasis and more focus on faith, family, and finances. All those other distractors can really become they really can become tools of the enemy. They really can, if
Yes.
we're not careful. So yeah, that's the other thing I would recommend.
Oh, I am typing. I am typing. I am typing. So think on tasks that you can delegate to free up your time for tasks that you can focus on.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Let's see what the ladies are saying, because the ladies are excited about that. We have Minister Deirdre says, yes, so true. Apostle Tanya says, when I worked meal prep,
Oh,
was my, oh, listen.
listen, a crock pot, a Instapot, all of them. Okay, your best friend.
Yes, meal prepping is the best. Okay. Now here's the other thing that I started to do. Somewhere mid of last year, I wanted to, because when I'm home, I'm so busy doing that I don't have lunch. And then I'm so busy doing that I don't take care of me from a nutrition standpoint. So
Mm-hmm.
I had this friend that would have done me the juices. She would do
Mm-hmm.
my juices,
Mm-hmm.
bring it to me every week. I do my juices. Now I've had my juices there. Then I had my other girlfriend that would come over to my house. Yes, go into the kitchen and prepare my meal for a whole week.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I know at the end of the day, I had lunch. Okay. The
Mm-hmm.
children came from school and they would have had whatever the snack. Most of the times
Right.
between you and me, they ate all what it is that they cooked. I
Yeah.
it just it's I in my mind I prepared for the week, but in reality it was like a 2 days worth of,
Yeah.
but
Right.
it's okay. The point is I decided I needed that
You needed
structure.
help. You needed
Yes.
assistance. Right.
So while she was doing, I could be doing something else that carried the weight for where I needed to be.
Exactly. Exactly.
So somebody else will look at it like, oh my God, P, you couldn't just do this. It's okay.
It doesn't
Guess
take you
what?
15 minutes to blend the juice. Well, yeah, it does may take 15, but I still got to go get the ingredients. I just think, and then here's another thing. If there was a fourth thing, I need
Yes, give me
everyone
the fourth one.
the fourth thing is to decide what's good for your home and the
Yes.
people in your home and stick to that. I don't need everybody else's opinion because your husband is not my husband. My personality is not your personality. My household dynamic is different from yours. This is what works for my family. And
Yes.
until I see that I may need some advice on where I could maybe tweak some things, then I don't need to use everyone else's pattern to decide. My husband and I, funny story, true story. He grew up in a family where they ate rice with every meal. That was not my story. Depending on what types of foods we had, potato instead of rice. Rice was not a staple for it at every meal. No. So when he and I married, I don't care how much I had laid out. He would go, "Where's the rice?"
Dr. Anissa, where's the rice? Come on now.
And I would
Don't
be
deprive
like,
the man
I
of
was
the
like,
rice.
rice. I'm thinking, why would you want rice rice? You know? And then finally, I finally said, what is up with the rice? Like I did like a roast beef with carrots and potatoes, and he still wanted rice. I'm like, we got
I want
potatoes.
rice.
Well, see,
Yes.
but see, here's the point I'm making is this: until we had a conversation to understand what it is he really likes and what I like, then we
Mm-hmm.
compromised. He says, well, okay, as long as I have a rice, a pasta, or potato with every meal, either or, we can make that work. Okay, I can work with that.
Yes.
So if I had prepared a meal and it didn't have rice, and he knew this was the potato meal, rice may be coming next week. You follow what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
until we had that conversation about what worked for our household and created that dynamic or decided what that would be and what that would look like, then I could have very easily said, he is so crazy. I don't know why he want rice with every meal. And then somebody else, well, girl, listen, he ought to be glad you cooked. That kind of, you get all these extra voices in your head that will contaminate
Yes.
what it is you're trying to create. So if there was a fourth, I would say definitely sit down and decide with your family. Okay, what night should be kids' night? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do kids' night with y'all every 7 days. Which day of the week do we want it? We want to be Tuesday night or whatever, and then write on the refrigerator the types of things y'all might want to do. That type of thing to get the family
Yes.
engaged. But don't allow people outside of your household dictate to you what's supposed to go inside your household.
Ooh, that right there was deep. And let me tell you, I think I said that I've taught on it from a scriptural standpoint. Remember when the young lady, the widow where the husband died, and she came to Elijah and said,
Yes,
hey,
ma'am. Yes,
what did
ma'am.
Elijah say to her? Elijah said, when you do all what I ask you to do, you go in and you close that door.
Yep, that was her and her sons. The only two people supposed to be involved in the process. I have a book on that, as a matter of fact, Dr. Portia, and I make reference to that same point. The
Don't
same
don't
point.
let other people's opinions carry the
Nope.
weight in what it is you're
Yep.
supposed to do.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's okay if they think you all that bag of chips, baby. Yes, I am. So what? Get
Yeah, right.
over it.
I'm a king's kid. Thank you for recognizing it. And to God be the glory. Move on.
To God be the glory. Let's see what the ladies are saying. Minister Deirdre says we have to be now become savvy to technology because our lives are a whole lot different from when we grew up. That is so true. That is so true. We need to
Mhm.
understand that we don't have to work so hard anymore.
We really don't. It's no excuse for it. It's just because we won't shift our thinking, our paradigm.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like I said, the same lady who called me lazy because I was using Instacart when COVID came, she had to embrace Instacart. Now she uses it.
She was too happy to get the Instacart. Too
And
happy.
COVID, yes, she said,
Minister
"Yes, the
Mr.
rice
Deirdre
island,
says
right?"
that yes, it is so island. Let me tell
Well,
you.
he's not from the islands. I'm just saying. I'm just
He was raised right. He was raised right. That's what he was. He was raised right. Uh-huh. We need the rice. Rice with everything, baby. Or gravy with everything. From
well,
the
that's what they
Caribbean.
want. They eat. His family eats rice, and when we moved to North Carolina, we were closer to his family, and they have rice and gravy with everything. I said, now I
Yeah,
see
rice and
rice and
gravy.
gravy.
You give me a plate and it's looking dry, everything. I'm like, so where's the gravy to make it go down right? Rice and gravy, baby, rice and gravy. But I love those 4 points. Those 4 points carry a lot of weight. And these are the things that we have to start to think about.
Right.
Because if we don't do that, we do an injustice to ourselves and
We
to our
really do.
family.
We really do. We really do. Number 5, Portia, Dr. Portia would be grace. Seek God always for the direction and clarity when you get confused and you just don't know where
Grace.
to go. Give yourself some grace and always ask, seek God first. Because there have been times when I would go, God, I don't know what I'm doing. All I know is I'm married and I'm supposed to be here for my husband, and this doesn't feel good, but I'm just going to trust you in the process. I'm just going to do
Yes.
what I know to do until we know better. I just believe the sacrifice I made will make a difference, because I was, just kind of in a fog, and we're going to find ourselves in those places. So give yourself some grace, because you are human and we're not perfect. We're striving for maturity, but I believe if we just acknowledge God and our heart is right towards what we're doing, even in
Yes.
our efforts, if we miss it, he'll make it better for us or make it right.
Ooh. Give yourself grace. Let me tell you, that right there will preach a sermon, because it's true, we are the worst critics of ourselves. You
Mhm.
didn't get to do this, you didn't do that, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. One of the things I will tell you that I've implemented a long time ago is a journal. And I always write the things I want to see accomplished like the next day.
Mhm.
And sometimes they are way big and sometimes they are very realistic. But at the end of the day, when I come and I start to cross out what I did, I said, okay, if I had 5 things and I was able to do 2 or 3,
Right.
P, you did great.
That's good. You were productive, Dr. P.
Come on now. You did great. Okay, now there are days, I will be honest, there are days that the list is there and I didn't even look at it. I say, it's okay. We will watch you tomorrow.
Yeah.
We will see you. Yes, it's good. I'm telling you. Dr. Tanya, listen, Dr. Tanya, I guess you
Yeah.
need to go
Setting
get
your
your Dr. P.
intentions. Actually. Right. Right.
Setting your intentions. Yes. But it is true. You have to give yourself that allowance to understand that you're not perfect and everything is not going to flow
That's true.
perfectly.
That's true.
I say that even from a mom of special needs. I say that from the fact that I'm a wife. I say that, from the fact that I'm a daughter. I say it in all aspects. Just give yourself the grace to
Exactly.
understand that you're not perfect.
Right.
You cannot be it to everybody. You cannot
Yeah.
be the to everybody.
Right. Right.
There's some people you are going to show up for, and you are going to be, the queen of the hill. And there's some you're going to show up for, they're going to go look at you like, where you going? So just give yourself the grace. I love those 5 points. Give yourself, oh, you just took a whole lot of weight off my shoulder, baby. You did. Give yourself the grace. Ladies, I need you to tell me, how is that chat going on with you today? What does the topic mean to you? I want to know if you've learned anything, if you're going to implement those 5 points. I think I typed it in the comments for you. I think number one, let's go back to number one. Number one was what? Create a non-negotiable schedule. Baby, this is going to be on my to-do list. Yes. You know what, maybe we should do a working day and everybody come together and we're just going to sit down and do our to-do list. And then, like how children used to come together and you see them drawing and coloring, and then they,
Yes.
they,
Yes.
they, put, they put it up and they say, I'm done. So yes, we need to come together to do our non-negotiable schedule. Then number two, it is reevaluate what you engage in. Does it contribute to the final goal? Does it contribute to your mandate that the Lord has given to you? And listen, Dr. Anissa was the one that said it the best. And somebody wrote it where she says, gracefully no. If it doesn't,
Gracefully no.
just gracefully, you know, just gracefully no, baby. We're not about that life. We're not prepared to add onto the table what doesn't fit. And number three was think of the task that you could delegate to free up your time for tasks that is important to you or for tasks that you could shine in. I love it. Delegate. Listen, I'm all about delegating life. But anywho, that was number three. Number four was decide what is good for your home, decide what is good for your family, decide what is good for you, and put that into practice. Do not allow the opinions of others to weigh on you.
Exactly. Exactly.
You didn't make me, you don't pay the bills, you
Oh,
listen.
oh,
But you always seem to have some opinion, like as if, and I'm supposed to just be, hey.
right.
And the ones that give the opinions is the ones that have not even achieved where
Right.
you are at. Okay, let's keep it moving. Number five was give yourself some grace. Give yourself grace. Understand that you're not perfect. Understand that you could do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Not you could do all things. Remember, the back end says through by Christ who
Right,
strengthens
right,
you.
right,
He gives you
right,
the grace to do it. So
right.
seek God and ask God, okay, Father, how do I be the wife to this man? Because you and I both know if I look at him in my normal senses, Jesus, how am I going to be a mother to those kids? Because if I look at them in the normal senses, Jesus. Okay, we have to ask God for, how do we show up in the
Exactly,
places that we are?
exactly.
And do you know sometimes we ask God, how do we show up in places the Lord didn't send us to show up in?
That's because we didn't do some of the first work. That's because we didn't. We didn't do the first work. We didn't set a goal. We didn't create the schedule. We let someone else dictate our schedule. You follow me? We said yes
Oh
to
my
things that we didn't
gosh.
say no to,
True.
and then we're in a bind. We're, above our head, and we go, Lord, I don't know why you put me through all of this. No, and he's
Uh-huh.
like, no, sis, you did not even ask me about it. You volunteered.
Yeah, you volunteered. You tried to ask God to give you direction in places He didn't put you in the
You didn't
first
even
place.
ask.
Yeah.
We just volunteer ourselves, and then we're overwhelmed and we're stressed out and we're feeling, girl.
Yes, yes to all of it. Yes to all of it. But Dr. Anissa, you have done us some good justice today.
Well, to God
You
be the
have,
glory.
listen, you have showed us how to say gracefully no to a lot of things. You said, oh, that's so nice. Thank you so much for
Amazing.
thinking of
Yeah.
me. But how about I join you in the next one? Yeah, praise the Lord. Yes, I love it. I love it. Gracefully say no. Ladies, did you get that? To gracefully say no. Listen, you can't say no to me, but to other people. Gracefully say no. We had a ball of a time. So, Dr. Anissa, tell us how we could connect with you, what you have coming up.
Oh, well
Tell the
done.
ladies.
Okay, so I have a website. It's anissashort.com, ANISSASHORT. That's my website. You can find me on Facebook if you I just went blank. Facebook, my
Uh-oh.
name, I just went blank. Can you believe that? All this talking, and I went blank. You can join my Success Strategist community on Facebook. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you can put in the Success Strategist, and you'll see my logo. I think it's the Success Strategist, and that's in Facebook. That's just a community where I share information about the things that I do. The things that I do, the events that are coming up, advice, nuggets, things of that nature. I post in there. But AnissaShort.com, and of course, I'm on Facebook as Anissa Kennard Short as well. So either way, either way.
Either way, we're gonna hang out. Um, and then also, do you have any events coming up? Let us know.
The most current, the next big thing is April 27th here in the city of Fayetteville. Dr. Portia, I'm very much engaged with Chosen Pen Publishing. I serve as operations
Mm-hmm.
officer with them, and we are hosting a Salute to Moms. We are excited about that event. The tickets are on sale right now in Eventbrite, but that event is the 27th of April, as I said before. It is going to be a culmination of it's really about celebrating motherhood. That's the overarching theme, but it's going to comprise of a few vendors. There's going to be an intimate TEDx conversation, 2 panels. Actually, Dr. Portia is going to be on one of the 2 panels where we're going to talk about what 21st century motherhood looks like.
Yes.
I'm excited to serve as the mistress of ceremonies for this event. There will be lunch. It will culminate with a fashion show. It's going to be a lot of fun. And so again, tickets are on sale now. Feel free to join us if you want to drive or fly into Fayetteville. Free to do so. If you live in the Fayetteville, North Carolina area, somewhere within driving distance, we would love to have you.
Listen, our honor was listen. It was an honor to have you.
Thank
It was a
you.
pleasure to chat with you. It
Sure.
was a pleasure to laugh with you. So thank you so much for joining us in the Royal Courts. I'm going to go ahead and put you in the backstage, and I'm going to come back and love upon you whilst I love up on the ladies over here.
Thank you
so much,
again, Dr.
ladies.
Portia.
Oh, you're welcome, ladies. We are going to be right back after these messages.
Want to elevate your leadership skills? Join our Christian Leadership Certification Program, covering team leadership, ministry counseling, financial management, and more. Advance your Christian leadership skills with an accredited certificate program from the esteemed partnership of Christian Bible Institute and Seminary. Visit PortiaBasham.com/Christian Leadership Certification. Register today and become the Christian leader you are destined to be.
Ladies, listen. I enjoyed to the fullest our topic today because I am a tickler for always talking about how we could balance that thing called life, how we could balance all the hats that come across our table. So harmonizing faith and family and finances, honestly, it's always a doubting task. We always think that it is just so much to do. But if we with dedication, if intentionality, we are able to build those faithful foundations that will support us along the path towards that balanced life, towards that abundant living. So far, we've given 5 points as to how to go ahead and to prioritize things that are in your life. So by prioritizing your spiritual growth, nurturing your family relationships, managing even finances wisely, seeking balance, trusting, the way that life pulls things across the table, but us saying no to certain things, we are able to create a life filled with purpose and joy. So I encourage you to embrace the journey ahead with faith. Know that you are supported every step of the way. Know that you are doing great. Let me be the one to encourage you and say, I am proud of you. Let me be the one to say, I'm really excited for your future and the things that you are doing. You are doing awesome. You are doing great, my leading ladies. So that brings us to the end of our podcast with Dr. Anissa Short. I pray that it was a blessing. I pray that it was beneficial to you. Let me know how this particular session was beneficial to you, what you've learned along the way. As always, before I end, I like to make sure I give you opportunities to join in and be visible on the podcast. So if you'd like to be a featured guest, go ahead and send us an email, info@PortiaBasham.com. If you would like to take advantage of our upcoming certificate leadership program, go ahead and send us an email so we could send you information on that so you could be in the next class. If you would also like to be a guest speaker on She Ministries TV show, send me an email, info@PortiaBasham. April month is coming. This is the autism month. And I always take that opportunity to speak with moms with kids on the spectrum. So if you are a mom and you have a child on the spectrum, you have a child with special needs, and you'd like to sit and to let us know what you've learned along the way, what strategies you've put into place to be a better mom or to actually be better at how do you call that? With the I wouldn't say struggle, but with what is at hand whilst you have the child. Let me know, because I want to know what strategies you put into place that worked for you. What strategies that you would say to a new mom that has a child on the spectrum to put into place, things like that. We always want to learn from each other. So go ahead and send us an email, info@PortiaBasham, and I'm super excited to hear from you. So as we wrap up, I always like to say, I am Dr. Portia Basham, and it has been a pleasure for you to join us in the Royal Courts. Remember, you are saved. You are highly favored to do all God has called you to be. Let no one tell you otherwise. I have the trust that you are going to be all God has called you to be in this season. You be blessed. I will see you right here next Friday on another episode of the Royalty Talk Show. Take care.
Thanks for tuning in to the Royalty Talk Show with your host, Portia Basham, the talk show and podcast designed for women who are looking to be inspired, motivated, and encouraged. We pray today's show was a blessing to you. Remember to tune in next time for your regular dose of encouragement and affirmation so you can hear from other amazing women from all walks of life who share their stories and advice on everything from personal growth to living your dreams. So until next time, we look forward to seeing you to sip some tea, chat, and empower each other on the Royalty